An epic battle between two powerful beings is about to unfold, a clash so devastating that the world itself would tremble beneath their blows. Imagine the scene. The sky darkens as two titans rise above the earth, hovering with predatory intent. Crowds scatter in panic as the air grows heavy with anticipation. These are not saviors, not heroes in the traditional sense, but gods of destruction whose collision will leave nothing but ruin in its wake. On this night, strength, speed, and sheer willpower will decide who stands tall and who lies broken in the dust. On one side, standing at 5'11" tall, weighing in at around 190 pounds, with the all-American look of blonde hair, piercing blue eyes, and a smile designed for cameras, is Homelander. He is in his early to mid-40s, but untouched by time, being the genetically engineered face of Vought International's empire of control. With the power of flight, inhuman strength, blinding speed, near invulnerability, and those terrifying beams of heat vision, Homelander is more than just a superhero. He is a corporate weapon, a god among men who demands worship and obedience. To the public, he is the savior of America. Behind the curtain, he is a narcissistic sociopath, a being who sees others as tools or obstacles, and who has never truly faced an equal in combat. And in the other corner, hovering with a far more imposing presence, is Nolan Grayson, better known as Omni-Man. Standing at 6'2", weighing 250 pounds of hardened muscle, and carrying himself with the quiet confidence of a seasoned warrior, Omni-Man is over 1,000 years old and hails from the brutal warrior race known as the Viltrumites. His powers mirror Homelander's in many ways. Immense strength, devastating speed, the ability to fly, and invulnerability that shrugs off most attacks. But unlike Homelander, Omni-Man's life has been spent not in corporate parades or photo shoots, but in war. He is a conqueror, a soldier, and an assassin for an empire that has subjugated entire civilizations. His body count stretches into the billions, his hands are stained with the blood of worlds, and his experience in battle eclipses anything Homelander could dream of. Two unstoppable forces, one born of corporate greed and narcissism, the other molded by an alien empire's lust for domination, are about to collide, and the question hangs in the air: who will survive when these two monsters finally meet? Today we're diving into one of the most brutal and fascinating matchups in fiction: Homelander versus Omni-Man. In this analysis, we'll break down each character's powers, abilities, and psychological makeup. We'll look at their unique strengths, their potential advantages over one another, and the critical differences that define them. Then we'll imagine how their battle would unfold in a step-by-step hypothetical fight, before finally declaring who would come out on top and why. If you have ever wondered who would win if Omni-Man and Homelander encountered each other in a fight, then make sure to stick around until the end of this video to find out. If you are new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We post weekly videos like this one, pitting iconic characters against each other to determine who would win. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our epic showdowns. Let's begin with Homelander. Homelander is the crown jewel of Vought, raised in a sterile lab without the warmth of family or affection. He was groomed to be the ultimate hero, not to protect people, but to sell a brand. At his peak, Homelander is immensely powerful. His strength allows him to rip human beings apart like paper and crush steel with his bare hands. His speed is fast enough to blitz across the battlefield before his enemies even know what hit them. His durability makes him nearly untouchable. Bullets, explosives, even entire armies fall before him. Flight allows him to dominate the skies, and of course, his signature power is his heat vision. Beams of red energy that can slice through tanks, buildings, and anything unfortunate enough to stand in his way. In many ways, Homelander is untouchable on Earth. Yet despite this, his psyche is fragile. He is arrogant, insecure, and obsessed with control. He feeds off the adoration of crowds, and when that adoration falters, he spirals into desperation. He has power, yes, but very little true combat experience. He bullies weaker foes and rarely faces anyone capable of testing him. Omni-Man, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. While he shares the same raw categories of powers, the scale is entirely different. His strength is immeasurable, allowing him to split mountains, annihilate alien armies, and even move massive objects across planets. His speed extends far beyond supersonic levels. He can travel across continents in seconds and leave nothing but destruction in his wake. His durability is legendary, tanking blows that would annihilate entire cities. Unlike Homelander, his powers don't just make him a god on Earth, they make him a weapon across galaxies. But Omni-Man's real advantage lies in his experience. As a Viltrumite, he has trained for centuries in combat, fighting beings as strong or stronger than himself. He understands endurance battles, attrition, and the patience required to wear down an opponent. He's not a showman, not an actor in front of cameras. He is a killer, bred and honed by war. So how does the fight itself unfold? Imagine the scene. High above a city skyline, the two square off. Homelander, smirking with arrogance, fires the first shot. Twin beams of blazing heat vision tear across the sky toward Omni-Man. Buildings erupt into flame as the attack slices through steel and concrete. But Omni-Man barrels forward, ignoring the searing pain, his fists clenched with murderous intent. He smashes into Homelander with the force of a missile, sending the smug soup crashing through skyscrapers. The shockwave rattles the city, glass raining down in shards. Homelander rises from the rubble, his smirk fading into rage. For the first time, someone has knocked him down. He charges back, fists flying, heat vision cutting through the air in erratic bursts. The two collide mid-air, their blows echoing like thunder. At first, it looks like a stalemate, two gods locked in a fury of punches, grapples, and energy blasts. Civilians scatter as entire city blocks collapse from the collateral damage. But soon, the cracks begin to show. Homelander fights like a bully. He is powerful, yes, but sloppy. Wild swings, brute force, tantrum-driven attacks. Omni-Man, by contrast, is cold and calculating. Every strike has purpose. Every movement is designed to inflict maximum damage. He takes Homelander's hits and keeps moving forward, his centuries of combat teaching him how to absorb punishment while delivering his own. The longer the fight drags on, the more Homelander begins to tire. His inexperience with prolonged combat shows as his blows grow frantic. His eyes glow brighter with desperation as he realizes, this opponent will not break. Omni-Man capitalizes. He seizes Homelander mid-flight, driving him down into the ground with enough force to crater an entire city block. Homelander screams, his heat vision scorching Omni-Man's face at point-blank range, but Nolan only tightens his grip. With bone-crushing strength, he delivers blow after blow, splattering blood across the ruins. For the first time in his life, Homelander bleeds, and that realization shatters him. Panic sets in. He claws, bites, thrashes, but it's futile. Omni-Man is relentless. Omni-Man grips Homelander by the neck, hoisting him high into the air as if he were nothing more than a rag doll. Homelander thrashes, swinging wild punches, his eyes flashing red as he desperately fires off blasts of heat vision in every direction. But nothing phases Nolan. His expression is cold, unshaken, the face of a warrior carrying out an execution. The sound of Homelander's flailing grows frantic, his movements weaker with each passing second. Then, with a sickening crunch, Omni-Man's fist tightens and pushes straight through his neck, bone snapping like brittle twigs, flesh tearing under the unstoppable pressure. Homelander's body goes limp, his head hanging at a grotesque angle as the ruined remains barely cling to his shoulders. The once proud face of Vought's golden boy is left dangling lifelessly in Omni-Man's grasp. The fight ended with merciless finality. The verdict is clear. Omni-Man wins, not just by a margin, but by absolute domination. While Homelander is terrifying in his own right, he is simply outclassed in every category that matters. Omni-Man is faster, stronger, and vastly more durable. His feats of strength, tearing through alien armadas, leveling cities, surviving planetary-scale threats are far beyond anything Homelander has accomplished. His centuries of combat experience give him a tactical edge that Homelander could never hope to match. And perhaps most importantly, Omni-Man possesses the willpower and killer instinct of a seasoned conqueror. Where Homelander unravels under pressure, Nolan thrives. In the end, Homelander wouldn't stand a chance. His arrogance, his lack of true battlefield experience, and his fragile psyche would doom him. Against Omni-Man, there is no show to play for cameras, no cheering crowd to fuel his ego. There is only war, and in war, Omni-Man is unmatched. Homelander might enter the fight as a terrifying tyrant, but he would leave it broken, humiliated, and defeated. The clear and undeniable winner of this battle is Omni-Man. Did you enjoy watching this video? Comment below and let us know which characters you would like to see battle each other next. And don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our epic Who Would Win videos.